Hi everyone, welcome back to another Friday. Happy New Year. Hi Alva, how you doing?
Hi, Susan. Happy New Year to you too, and everyone that are seeing us.
Okay, you keep talking so I check that we are live in all the places that we need to be live. Hi everyone, welcome. Yeah, my voice sounds like wait a minute. How you doing?
I told you it's like, yeah, I
Why
told you
is
it's like, I don't know.
I sound weird? Why I sound so weird? Okay. I'm growing up, maybe because it's my birthday.
Yeah,
Maybe that's the reason. Like, yeah, I don't like how I sound. I must but need to be taking care of the mic. Something is going on with the mic. Let's check.
maybe. Yeah.
Hey Samantha, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Nice, all the way from UK. You are
Wow.
up late for being a Friday. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna check my mic to see if anything's going wrong with my microphone. No, it's the setting that my
I
boss,
told
my
you.
girl, my yeah. So yeah, my voice is growing.
You are not
Hi
a
Analu,
teenager
how you
anymore.
doing? I'm sorry.
You are not a teenager anymore. So yeah, that's the change of word.
Thank you very much for reminding me. Hi all, phone die watching on TV. Good.
Wow.
Yeah, but the point is
Interesting.
you can see our wrinkles. It's New Year, we're still celebrating. Hey Vanessa, happy birthday. Like, no, it's tomorrow.
Hey.
Let's not celebrate before time.
Yeah.
Let's not celebrate. So we are live and all. If you know, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 monitors to make sure that we are live and
Control.
everyone.
Yeah.
Hey Perry, happy New Year to you both. Happy birthday, Susan. Again, it's tomorrow. I
Tomorrow,
should
yeah,
have opened my
please.
mind. And I'm not celebrating. By the way, I'm not 49. I'm 40 plus shipping and handling. So yeah, let's put it this way. Well,
I like
well,
that one.
the other one they send me 35 for with 15 years of experience. If I want to put it on the resume. Hi Alex, how
Okay.
you doing?
Hi, Alex.
Okay, we have somebody in Facebook. Okay, where is Facebook? Here is Facebook.
Okay.
Hi Leah, good to see you
Hi,
both.
Leah.
Now I know who is talking because on the on the Facebook I never know who's talking.
How many monitors do you have? Four, right?
Two, two, four, five, and the
Oh my
iPad.
God.
I
Yeah.
have the stuff for the iPad.
Okay.
Yeah, haha, love that expression. Yeah. So we are ready for our first live of the year, and we have news because we have our first webinar. So if you like, a lot of people is telling that they love face reading, but they are not committed to take like 5 levels plus train the trainer. So on February 2nd at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we're gonna have our first pay webinar. So if you want to register, this is the link. It's going to be in on the repetition of all the channels. You're going to be able to see it on the comments, like in LinkedIn, Facebook, Amazon, and Twitter. I don't know if we can do it. We can do it, but we're going to put it as a comment. And what about if we jump to the show today? What about that? Let's see if
Yeah,
I'm
I
missing
agree.
anyone on the chat. No, everybody's showing. So let's share our presentation. Anything else that we need to add? Because I was late. It was one of those weeks that, oh my God, we start January, and I've been having trainings and meetings at 6 o'clock in the morning, and today wasn't different. And I cannot believe it's 4:15, and we still have our Facebook Live. So uh, for our students, don't forget that we gonna have our live at 6 p.m. We changed the time. So
Yeah.
sorry, Perry. I don't know if I'm gonna see you, but if we know, we're gonna miss you. Perry says, Susan, I know you don't know how to sort it out, but you boys is confusing my brain so much right now.
It happens to
I
me
don't know.
too. Don't worry. Yeah.
But you know what? If we disconnect and we connect again, you know what is going to happen?
No, leave it
We're
alone.
going to lose the link. So, sorry, guys, we cannot do anything regarding I'm here. I know, Barry, you're here. You're always here. I remember 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, we have our Facebook group. So one of the things that people ask all the time is about body language and face reading. So we're going to try to put it together because people is really lost regarding that, how I manage video presentations and how I manage my body language. What things has changed? Well, a lot of things has changed since we went from I see you tomorrow to manage our body on video meetings. And one of the things is I've been doing a lot of interviews and podcasts talking about the subject. So why don't we jump and give some tips on how to do face reading and body language for video meetings around the world? And for the ones who think that the image is too strong, believe me, I find myself doing that. The team has found themselves doing that. And most people that I know have told me like, oh, I hate this. Like, well, don't worry, because we do a professional doesn't mean that we don't hate it too. And guess what we have next week?
Oh, that's
Maybe the
good.
fourth be with you. Who we're gonna be reading, but not only face reading. Tell us what we're gonna be doing with Star Wars, so I rest my
Your
new
voice.
man voice.
Yeah, we are going to make face reading. We are going to talk about cold effect, and we are going to talk about how body language, even though when you don't talk, how your body language can talk too, and you can communicate with people. That's what Chewbacca do with Han Solo. So don't miss it. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about all the channels. Usually we talk about one of the channels. In this case, we're gonna put it together, and again, we for the ones who don't take it too serious, just we using characters that everybody like and everybody has been following for a long time, and we put it on the context of behavior. Not in my camera on. Alex, I lost you.
And
I don't know what that means.
me too.
Alex, we are not talking the same language. So our first webinar of the year, Introduction to Face Reading Profiling, is going to be a 2 hours webinar. So if you have been following us and all the channels and you like to learn a little deeper in how to use face reading in a more professional way, not only to know the comments, on February 2 at 7 p.m., we're going to have our webinar. We're going to be putting the link below. And Samantha says, I love it. The Spock one, Star Wars looks good. Yeah, I don't remember if you told me. Somebody told me last week. I like one, but not the other ones. Like, yeah, the one on Spock gave us a lot of email. People was sending us messages after, like, can we do another thing as fun as a Spock? And by the way, we're gonna be wearing costumes too. So you know how much production we put in everything that we do. So at least I'm going to be wearing costume. And I think we're going to have the background of the Death Star.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to have the Death
it.
Star.
Yes.
I still sound like a
Weird.
boy voice. Yeah, well, bear with me. But it sounds, if somebody doesn't know me, it's going to assume this is my voice or the sound is wrong.
I think the sound.
No, but what I'm saying is, it's echo, it's anything like that?
No, it's not an echo. It's just weird. It's more strong.
Ooh, maybe
Yeah,
I
that's
get stronger.
I told you before. I was like, okay, what happened?
I'm getting crazier. Maybe be careful. Maybe it's contagious.
Okay.
Yeah. Please say you have a lightsaber. Yeah.
She have it. Yes. Yep.
You see,
Yep.
we have been I've been practicing today, so I do have a lightsaber, and it's green, it's purple, and it's red. So depending on my mood, that's what I'm gonna be doing. And not only that. So be careful, because I'm a geek. I'm a professional geek.
Yeah.
My thing is like, yeah, it's a professional thing. Like, Alejandro says, yeah, my voice sounds deeper. Like, yeah, it sounds like a man. Anyway, let's do the best. Bear with us. As new year, new technology. Apparently, they don't like it so much. So We're gonna start. Some people says that it's impossible to profile someone in 90 seconds. What do you think?
I think it's possible. You can do it, even though you cannot not know the whole features. For example, in the face, you can do it with the most like important ones. You can do it. You can profile someone in 90 seconds. Yes, I agree with that.
Well, we are preparing a class called Human Blueprint when we're going to talk about how the brain works and why we naturally see and interpret it, and we go in on the paleo brain and how many things are in our memory, and why naturally, even though if we don't learn the process, if we don't know behavior, we're going to be reading those factors. So when I says everybody should be learning this is because the other person even know what they don't reading, they're going to be doing a blueprint of your personality. So how to learn about yourself, because the first person you need to be read,
It's you.
the first person you need to control is yourself.
Yeah.
And after that, you can be reading afters. So let's go for it. So we're going to talk about the same three features. And one of the things that I always says, I can talk about ears, eyebrows, and proxemic and put it in completely different scenarios. I can talk in a hostile negotiator conference and use ears in a completely different way than when I talk about dating, or when I'm talking with sales, or when you need to talk with your kids. It's what you emphasize and the words and the linguistic you put on top of that. And after that, follow what the body language is telling me, my body language is telling me, and the micro expressions. So I always says, I don't know, and I don't understand how somebody can be doing only one channel when face reading is the whole way to understand how to talk to others. But without the compliments, it's like, it's incomplete. Yeah. So which one you want to do?
You know me, eyebrows. I love eyebrows.
You're gonna let me with the starting with ears with my voice? I don't think people want to hear me.
I can start with ears. I pick the side.
No, you put your foot in your mouth. No, you want to have the height.
No, I want to have the size.
Okay, you go first. I'm gonna be checking how we're doing here. So ears. Why you put that picture? Why you loved so much that picture?
Because when I start studying face reading, it's the first image that came to my mind, and it says, yeah, the ears is the one that intake information as the same the antenna. They do the same thing. So it's like, yeah, it's the first step when you are intaking the information, because the antenna receive the information and they go to the places that has to go. So that's why I compare ears with the parabolic antenna. Even though
it's not a small antenna, it's like the parabolic one.
Yeah, I like the big one. Yes.
Yeah, we know, honey. Okay, all yours.
Okay.
Big ears and small ears.
Yes. Okay. We are going to start with the big ears. When you are in a conference call, you have to pay attention to the ears. Okay. First of all, if the person has small ears, what we do when we see a person with small ears, they are visual. So if you don't have too much to show them, because they need to see things, use your hands when you are explaining things, so they can listen to your words, but they are going to pay attention to your hands to complement the things that you are saying, and for them it's going to be better to intake that information, because they are seeing what you are saying. They don't have a good antenna, so they hear with the eyes. So be careful about that, and try to show them. Even though if you don't have too much chance to show, talk about experience, because that's another way to them to can relate the things that you are saying. And what happened with the person with the big ears? They had a really good antenna. They put weight into the words that you are saying. They need consistency. So you have to give them the information, the whole information, everything that you wanted to the other person know, give them, because they need it. And sometimes you can think this person is not paying me attention. It's not that. It's in order to intake the information that they are receiving. They tend to be quiet, to listen, because they don't want to miss anything, and they need that, and they need consistency. What do you think, Susan?
You're the boss. Actually, today we are launching at midnight face reading level 3. And when I talk about the self pat and the broad bridge, guess who I'm talking about it?
Really?
Yeah, I'm talking about you.
Yeah.
One of the reasons that I give you such a hard time in the beginning is like, oh my God, this woman is stubborn like a mule, but I'm gonna make it, fight it for it. And guess what? A couple of years later, she is the CEO of the Latin American office. So that's another thing that we're gonna be talking on our webinar on February 2. There are features that you can see in a video call and you can see in a client, in a dating, or in a relationship where you wear a mask. We're going to dedicate all the reading for all the parts that you can see, wearing glasses, wearing a hat, or wearing a mask. So for the ones who can either not afford the complete class or they want to like to take a fast 2 hours, we're going to have complimentary PDF that you can take home and you can practice. So I would say, do not miss it if you have been following us here. Now, I take the highest, me, who take the height?
You take the height.
I always take the height.
Yeah.
So Samantha says, can I ask about what the ears cough mean and the significance of the earlobes? That is for another class.
Yes.
Because we're gonna get completely derailed. What you asking about the ear cough and the earlobes, it's, I would say we can go an hour on that.
Yeah, it's a lot to know when you saw that feature. Yes.
We usually talk about ears and we talk about the size and we talk about the height. You can read earlobes, you can read how big and small, how attached and detached. You can read wrinkles on the earlobes. You can read the size of the ears. You can read the height of the ears. You can read how a stick are out or in. If some ears are half a stick in and half a stick out, and they have a different significance. The inner ridge, the outer ridge, the canal of the ear. So I think I'm going to 13 or 14 features.
14. Yes.
So only ears, and it's a small piece of your body. So when we are doing this kind of live, we give you things that we can process. But if we go into earlobes, it's going to be kind of complicated. Sorry, Samantha. Okay, cool. Like, yeah, it's, believe me, with the information that we give it in these classes and with the information we're going to give it on the webinar, you're going to have enough to read everyone in 90 seconds, because we have been done it before. And some of the people who are in our private Facebook group, they are already reading people and they haven't taken any class, or they take some of the webinars. Okay, how we measure how the ear is high. So the outer canter of the eye, who is the triangle when your eye finish, you need to draw a line. I draw a line with my finger, and you can see that my ear just follow a little below. I would say it's a cuff. It's a middle ear. That is for training. It's way more advanced. Actually, the height of the ears have 3 steps: high, medium, and low. I'm medium. I'm a mediator. I can be really fast process or low process, depending how fast I need to be doing things. In this case, we're going to start with the high ears. So we go to the outer canter, we draw a line, and we're going to see the upper part of the ear. It's stick out. Like everything that is high is high adrenaline, high process. I want it now. I want to do it now, and I want to do it right. I want to do it now. So what happened with people with high ears is that sometimes they tend to interrupt more. They want the information faster. But because they take the information faster, doesn't mean they process faster or they retain more information. One of the things that we're going to be talking on the webinar is how to put, for example, different eyebrows with different ears and with different proxemic. Why? Because it's not the same someone with high ears and pointy eyebrows, round eyebrows, or straight eyebrows. So that's when you start combining, and that's when we're talking about profiling. This is face reading 101. While we go to the next level and we're going to start doing introduction to face reading profiler, I think monthly, because people is asking for it. But the good news is going to be evergreen. So after the live, we're going to have the chance, you're going to have the chance to see it. Paris says, do you realize that as soon as I know what my earlobe mean, I'm gone and I will never see me again. Perry, remember when I read you the first time that you show up only by a picture and I say a couple of things private about you? Well, on the earlobes, you can determine if a person is going to be a good lover and is going to be naughty, and if they're burning the candles in both ends. So when you learn how to read earlobes, you can determine what kind of lover you want. Anna Lu says, you still don't know Perry? Yeah, we know Perry. Yeah. And we love Perry. So high ears, meaning that they process information really fast and they want to do it now. Now, when you have low ears, you go with the outer canter, you draw a line, and you're going to see that the ear is below. Mm-hmm. In this case, we have two people with the small ears, but we have different heights. So again, we're talking about the same size, but we're talking about two different heights. So that means that they're going to be, that how they're going to need to receive information on the words is going to be the same. But the past process that you need to use to give the information is going to be different. People with low ears is do it right, not do it now. They're going to need to take a little more time to process things. Now, again, introduction to face reading profiling is going to be February the 2nd at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to start talking about profiling, putting the features that we're talking together. Do not miss it, because seriously, it's going to be wicked.
Yes.
And it says, Susan teased me on our first meeting and she still hadn't told me. No, because I told you I can do a private reading. By the way, Perry and I, we ended up playing Eleanor a couple of weeks ago, he in London, me in Chicago, for a long, long time on a Saturday until long. Seriously, you are divorcing Susan, Perry? Okay, this is a comment for Leah says. No, I don't think he's going to divorce me. But who's going to drive him crazy? If Perry divorced me, it's an internal joke. But Perry divorced me, like, yeah, he needs somebody who drive him crazy. And by the way, we adore Perry. What are we going to do without him? Eyebrows. Why you put an Intel processor when we're talking about eyebrows, Alba?
Because they process the information. If you don't have a processor in a computer, what do you do with all the parts? What are you going to do with the computer? How the computer know what they have to do? So it's the same. The eyebrows are the processor. Are how we process information. It's the same.
So, which one you want to take? All of them? It's yours if you want. I can do body language and you do face reading.
I take all of them.
So people can relax from my voice. And apologies again. StreamYard is the only system that allowing you to stream in LinkedIn. And it's driving us crazy. We have shows that we get dropped. Our transmission get dropped. I the initiator, I get disconnected. So if somebody know a better system to stream on LinkedIn and is allowed, please let me know. I cannot deal with them anymore.
Yeah, they make us crazy. Yes. Okay. The eyebrows, our processor, how we process information. We have 3 shapes of eyebrows. The straight, it's a line. When you see an eyebrow, a straight eyebrow, it's just a line. You can draw a line. What happened with the people with this feature? Okay, go with bullet points. Go to the point. Don't go around. They don't need it. If you have a person and you have a meeting with a person with the straight eyebrows, you have to start with an agenda. You have to give them an agenda. Why? Because they need to know what is going to happen. You have to say, okay, you know what? We are going to have the meeting on Wednesday at 4, and we are going to talk about A, B, and C. Nothing else. Why? If you start saying like, you know what, we are going to have a meeting because we need to see each other and we have to talk about things, they don't care. You just have to give the bullet points and go to the facts and the data. Now, what happened with a person with an angle eyebrow or pointy eyebrow? It's like a triangle. You can make a triangle in the eyebrow. They do their homework. So you have to do your homework too. Why? Because they love knowledge. They are the kind of person that's going to research. So be aware about what you are saying because they already know it. If you are not sure of what you are going to say, just do your homework first because they already know and they tend to be right. And not it's not because they are mean. It's in order to know about everything, they already do the homework. So that's why they are right. Almost all the time they are right. Now, what happened with the round eyebrow? This you can make
Almost all the time are right. I have a pointy eyebrow.
every time.
What do you mean with that?
No, you're right.
I always, I always, I always right.
Yeah, yeah.
She's not cocky, no?
And what happened with the person with the round eyebrow? They need the story. If you are going to have a meeting, you have to tell the story. You know what? We are going to have the meeting because we have to see each other. We have to talk about some things, and they need that. Why? Because they can connect in a personal level. They are the kind of people that they are going to know about everything of everyone. How many kids you have, if you are married, if you are single, when is your birthday, everything. So in this case, if you have a person with a round eyebrows, just tell the story. Just don't go straight because they are not going to get it. Just go with the story that you wanted to know, that you wanted to date to that person knows. Any questions?
Yes, we have a question. Do you want to answer this one?
Okay, what if the eyebrows are connected? Well, okay, this is a feature that can be in another class, but yeah, it has a meaning. It's they have his they don't stop, his mind doesn't stop. They tend to be the person that doesn't even, they cannot sleep because their brain doesn't stop. They continues thinking.
And believe it or not, I want to Bob. You can fix that if by the simple way to shave the eyebrows and wax
Mhm.
the eyebrows. Try to take as much hair possible because, like everything, when you connecting things all the time, they're not stop working.
No.
So if you shave your eyebrows, it can help a lot.
Yeah.
So next one. That is the proxemic. And believe it or not, and now everybody, when we talk about proxemic, is the personal, the intimate space, the personal space, the social space, and the public space. So we need to understand that even though now we're wearing a mask and people is 6 feet apart, when we're talking about this proxemic, has to do with the personal internal proxemic. Is the way that you need to be approaching me, the way you need to be talking to me, and the way I'm going to take to be friendly with you, the time that I'm going to take to let you in my inner circle, all the time I'm going to make decisions or how fast and friendly I am, and maybe I'm never going to see you again. Do you want to take it or you want me to take it?
Yeah, I can take it.
You seem to be having a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm taking it. Okay, what about the proxemic? Even though it's the personal distance that we take between the person and us, when you have a person in a call conference, it's going
Maybe
to
I'm
be
never going to see
like
you.
you. For example, we have two proxemics: the high and the low. If How we measure the proxemic, it's the distance that you have from the eyelid to the eyebrow. Now, what happened with the high proxemic? Even though you cannot put that distance, they tend to be more formal. So how you can talk with a person with a high proxemic tend to be formal. It says like, good morning, my name is Elba Uribe, Miss Susan, for example. Just go with that words and try to respect or give the importance to be formal. Even though they are the kind of person that they don't like to be rushed. So don't push them. Give it the time and give the information and talk to them, but don't push them, because they're going to be crazy if you says like, you know what, I'm going to call you tomorrow, and they're like, no, 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 wait a minute, give me my time. I take my time to do things. Now, what happens if you have a person with a low proxemic? They go fast too, and they're more friendly. So you can skip things like good morning and things like that, and just says, hi Susan, who are you? They are not going to be like, I'm sorry, I'm home alone, and it's our now reality. I have my little girls here, so
By the way, they are learning face reading.
yeah. Yeah. So with a person with a low proximity, they tend to be more friendly. So you can go with that. You can have a more warm conversation with them, even though they are not going to take time. They tend to be impatient. And one thing you have to be aware is they going to interrupt you. It's not because they're mean. It's because they have a lot of thoughts in their mind. If they don't say it, they think it's going to. They think they can lose it. They can lose it. So
And by the
yeah.
way, it's a correlation between introversion and extroversion and eyebrows. And even though it's a correlation between ambiverts, and even though your eyebrows can change depending when you're intaking information and when you're ready to pull the trigger. My eyebrows change proxemic and change shape when it's one shape and one proxemic, when I incorporate information,
Mhm.
when I meet somebody new, and when I feel comfortable, when I'm ready and I collect all the information I need and I'm ready to pull the trigger. Depending if you take a picture, you're going to see different eyebrows. So a person can, during the process,
Change.
change their proxemic. So the proxemic and the shape of the eyebrows. It's not that it's not accurate. Actually, it's so accurate that when
Mhm.
people is taking certain decisions, you know how the things are going on. Okay, I have features of both straight and round. How does that work? It has to do with if it's in your personal life, that is the left side of your face, or if it's in your external world or your business side, that is reflected on the right side of your face. So you can have both. You can be one way in your personal life, and you can be a completely different person in your external world. That's why we talk so much about symmetry. Today we didn't present symmetry, but you can have a person with a completely symmetry, a completely different
Mhm.
symmetry. The problem is, and when you have too many symmetries, when the symmetries are too much, is when you have a volatility. So that's when people are like, oh, but I met you in a networking and you was cold and distant, but I met you
Mhm.
in a more personal setting and you're friendly, or vice versa. So that's where you need to start again putting together, and that's what we're going to be teaching. Keep saying, guys, this is taking another level. This virtual setting is going to keep going for a long time. It's going to keep going, that even though when we are meeting someone, we're going to have certain distance. So I would say pay attention to that. So the meaning of the eyebrows, check. If it's in the left part of your face, is your personal side. If it's in the right part of your face, is your external wall.
Yes. And you know what? Talking about symmetry, I remember my uncle sent me a picture yesterday and says, could you please profiling this guy? And when I looked at his face, it was like, oh my God,
Run away.
different proxemic, different eyebrows, different ears, everything, different chin, different nostril. Oh my God, it was amazing.
Well, guys, even though we have all the month set it, we're going to have a Star Wars. We're going to talk about Yoda, Chewbacca, and Darth Vader next week. And this month, we're going to be talking about a fast introduction to Myers-Briggs and why it's so important to understand what is the meaning of the letters and the confusion that most people have with all the letters. And we're going to talk about liars, and we're going to show two paragraphs to teach you, and we're going to play together who's telling the truth and who's lying. So if you want to participate and you want to send us a story, a true story and a lie story, send it to us. We can analyze it. We're not going to put your name. We're not going to put you there, but we can analyze it together and tell you how we know who's lying and who's not. Are there any warning signs, features for a person who might be an evil or nasty? Gavin, do you have a weekend to talk about this? Gavin, we cannot. One of the reasons that we don't talk about those features in any of the lives is because those are the things that we train lawyers, military, police, and hostile negotiators, and some of them we reserve only the research that we have done. It has to do with the eyes. So, Gavin, if you want to talk, since you are part of that group, we can talk about certainly about those features, but there has to do with safety. So we cannot put it out there so easy. So let's go. So remember, don't forget February 2, you're gonna see us and the media all month promoting this, and the link it's on the thread. So pay attention to that. Now, next week we're gonna be talking about Star Wars. Maybe the Force be with you. We're gonna talk about face reading for Yoda. We're gonna talk about the call effect and how somebody can be, I don't know if it hypnotize, but manipulate, and how give them a lot and take it away, and how Han Solo and Chewbacca communicate, and has to do with the tone of the voice. And by the way, I love that face, like that nose. Oh God, it's lovely. So if you have questions regarding to the United States market, send it to Susan at humanbehaviorlab.com. Elva, if they want to contact you?
You can go with Elva, humanbehaviorlab.com.
Now, this is not stopping here. We're going to keep going. But what we're going to be talking is about we're going to be talking about body language. Woo! I get bigger, but better because you see the screen? You can see my office. I said, here we go. Now I feel better. You see pointy eyebrows? I need to be like. So the other topics that we're going to be talking is how to prep for a meeting. Why you need to be prepping for a meeting. For example, I was running. No, I was one of those days, but one of the things that I never forget is to have my phone in mute. Never, when you're going to have a meeting with a client, have your cell phone in silent. Why? Because it's going to be vibrating on the table, and that vibration and the lighting is going to be distracted. And what happened with the cell phone, they're going to be illuminating your face, and it's inevitable. I even bought my cell phone inside my drawer in my nightstand, so make sure that the light doesn't wake me up, because I couldn't find a way that I don't see the light. So make sure to put your cell phone in silent, no vibrator. If you're going to have a coffee or tea, I talk a lot and I do a lot of meetings. So my throat, I promise this is not my voice. But besides that, my voice on Fridays are like really tired. So I do my own concoction, you see, of green tea. I do honey, I put lemon, and I do my own cranberry juice. People sometimes make laugh at me like, why you drink it? Like, I do my own cranberry juice. Why? Because help my throat. Another trick, if you need to have a meeting and your throat is killing you, get a piece of white chocolate.
Okay, I want to take that tip. That's for me.
My problem is I don't like chocolate.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. So that's
yeah, I don't like chocolate. So my problem is I eat it only for the fact that I needed to. I get it, but basically after that, spit it. The fat of the chocolate is gonna your vocal cords. Yeah, Gavin, let's put it together. So your vocal cords get like lubricated, so you're not so tired. I tend to do that when I need to do a podcast or I need to do a TV interview, or if it's only sound and my sound need to be sounding great. So I tend to do that. to make sure that I don't run under any problem. So, babe, suddenly my throat is killing me and I need some white chocolate for medication purpose.
Me
Like, yeah,
too.
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
me too.
Yeah, people says I'm happy if you give me whatever with chocolate. I not. So anyway, so another thing, people tend to drink water. I'm not going to take brands, but I would say try to drink water with electrolytes. I have this big one that is orange, and I can take it so it doesn't look so rough. And by the way, I'm going to take advantage because I'm wearing lipstick. I'm going to talk why I have a sorbet. So put electrolyte in your glass and make sure that you have enough water and make sure you go to the bathroom before. And if for any reason in the middle of the meeting because somebody's doing a presentation, make sure you block your mic because hearing you pee and hearing the faucet, it's not funny and it's still happening. Hello, get your things together. Another thing that I always have, I have all my papers. I have anything that we need for the light. I get ready. I have my lighting. So make sure that if you need to print information, get it printed in advance. Getting out of the desk, need to move, get something print. Oh, it's not connected, is distracted, is annoying. If you're going to be made in a presentation, in this case, I'm really pissed off because the mic didn't work, it's not working.
Mhm.
But when I did another live this morning with a couple of clients, the sound perfect. So it's one point that you need to be ready for everything, but you need to be realistic. You don't own the technology you're using. So saying like the mic is not working, we make fun of it and move on. So but you need to be prepared. I would say if you need to measure three things is your content, your sound, your lighting, and your lighting is a mix between lighting and camera. If I turn the lights off and I only have the lights, I'm gonna look like Morticia and I'm gonna look like dead, even though uh, guys and ladies has nothing to do with age.
No.
If you're not illuminated right your face, you look like 10 years older and you're not look healthy. So another thing, guys, it's nothing wrong with concealer. If you put a little concealer with cream under your eyes, everybody's tired. Everybody is so exposed. Plastic surgeries has increased 25% since the pandemic, and they have between 4 and 6 months waiting list. Why? Because people is watching themselves all the time. So be ready for the meeting with everything that you're gonna need. The same way that some people prepare their clothing on Sundays, so they can be ready for everything, every event they're gonna have. When I used to go to the city on Sundays, I get all my clothing on the hangers. I get it ready, so I know what I need to be using in different lives, and still doing for the lives. I have a hanger with all my clothing. Well, it's the same when you are with the meeting. This morning, I have my first meeting with a huge group of people at 8 o'clock. You know what? Before I went to bed, I got the camera, I have the lighting, I have the monitor, I have the microphone. I tested. Even we tested with my business partner to make sure there was center and how it was illuminated. Even though I decide to be standing because in the morning I'm not a good person. So if I sit in, I know I'm going to be crouching. So I decide to have, because it only was 15-minute meeting, to be standing. So I have a table that is going up and down, so I can move the mouse even though I'm standing and I was on a distance from the computer. I'm not saying you need to go and spend a lot of money. You need to be creative. You need to have the camera at 90 degrees. Guys, I'm never going to get tired to tell you, put the camera at 90 degrees. How? In my case, I have a stand, a desk, and on top of that, I have something to modulate it. Grab a couple of books and put the computer on top of the books. There's nothing wrong with that. Another thing, show your hands. Hello. Your hands need to be showing all the time. What happened if I don't see your hands?
No. I think you are hiding something.
Yeah, definitely. So let's go back to the other topics. So another thing, you need to go to a happy place. What is happy place? It's important where the other person is seen. What is your background? And I'm not going to repeat the same. The counter of the kitchen, you were in a robe, wearing PJs. It's not professional. I prefer a white wall like Elba have it than to have it your bed or something that is not professional. I've been doing a lot of networking online, and there's people who are important and really good at what they do. And when I see how they live, it's like, this person is going to drop in the ball. So remember, now people can take a peek in your personal life. Now people can take a peek in how you live and where you live. So it's better a white wall than having a mess on the back. People is gonna judge you not now for more things that they used to do it before. So maybe your nails are not going to be seen so bad, so good, but if I have a complete chip in one of the nails, it's going to be showing. So your hair, your face, now we don't have distraction. You're the center of the of the screen. So people is going to be watching you. So make sure that if you want to sell something, if you want to sound presentable, you need to show yourself presentable. You cannot sell something with your mouth and show it in a different way. And believe me, there are days where I wake up and like, oh my God, another Zoom day, I'm going to kill myself. So mix your Zooms with phone calls. And when you have a phone call, try to walk, put your headphone and walk barefoot. So you don't have that click, 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 click on the floor. Anything that I forget in Elba?
Yeah, one thing, smile.
Oh, how? I was about to go there.
Yeah, smile. I think you have to, even though you cannot be given a handshake or something, smile, because that's the way to make the person make you are going to make the person more comfortable.
What happens if you don't want to smile or you don't feel like smiling?
You know what, you can do something before a meeting, like watching videos, watching animals, or something that you can smile or you can laugh, and that's going to be easy then when you have to go to a meeting.
I like this one. Samantha says, and I smile, pose in note next to the camera. Thanks being gold, that's for me. Yeah. You know what? Some people put their pets, some people put their kids, some people put shoes, some people put the car they want to buy. Some people put things that are stimulated. It has to do with a happy place. For example, now I'm facing a forest, but I'm looking professional in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm facing a place that now one of the bad things about winter is that it's dark really, really early. So I need to activate my lights outside so I still can see the forest, but it's my happy place. It's the place that make me happy and make me go through all these Zoom meetings. So try to do the same. And sometimes by like, oh, by the way, on February 1st, that is Monday, I owe you guys, we're going to start again with the videos daily. So every day we're going to be publishing 2 minute videos so you can feel more like lifted, let's say it that way. Elba, who you need to read first? Other people or yourself?
Yourself.
When we're talking about body language too, correct?
Yes. Everything.
Do you want to talk
yourself to be, even though you talk about body language, even though you talk about face reading, you read yourself first, because that is the projection. That is how you project yourself to the other people.
And one of the things, I'm copying the link people is asking in this site, is something called, only to end it up because we promise we're going to keep it under an hour. Their action and is their reaction. If I do this, Elba, how you feel on the other side?
I can.
Then I'm participating, or like, oh, this person doesn't want to be here.
You don't want to pay attention. You don't want to be there.
So you're watching me. You don't even hear what I'm saying. I'm paying attention. Another thing is doing this.
It's
Another doing this. So when talking about reading the room is practice your posture. If you feel like your body is crunching, that is one of the most common when another thing. You see, when you have too much space on the camera, is look like crunching, even though if you're not. So try to get two fingers on top of the camera, but have enough space on the white. I have one of those foldable green screen. They are great because I pull it back and put it under the couch on the office. But try to center yourself on the screen. When I'm centering myself on the screen, I have enough space. And even maybe I'm crunching because I'm putting my arms on my top desk, I still are straight. But even though if I'm straight and you look this part, I look small. So the appearance the people is going to have about me, and then I'm small. And what happened with everything small? Tend to get crushed. So if you put something small with a small base on a table and you move the table, you know that it's gonna fail. But if you put something with ground on the table or ground on the earth, that thing is not gonna move. So that is the concept that people is gonna have about you when you are in one of the Zoom meetings. Elba, do I forgetting anything else? Do we have more questions?
No, I don't know. Well, by the way, I remember that you told us to watch a webinar about marketing, and talking about the background. It was so funny because the information that the guy was given was amazing, but I was more aware of what's happening in the backside because there are some there. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened here. The people in the background, they were taking lunch, and it was like
they were having lunch. He have the stairs, so it was him. It was him living on a house with other people. So the other people was coming back and forth from the stairs. The people was having lunch. They were talking, and the worst part, one of the roommates was wearing long underwear and a robe, and the material was really good. And you know what? The webinar was from a really prestigious company, and when we see it, it was like, holy cow! I don't want to see like, hi baby, how you doing?
Hi, Renee.
Say hi. People is watching you all over the place. Hi.
That's my two little girls.
She's a mom too. So Elba, we are on the time that we propose, and the lady. By the way, it's a trick. If you want to keep your kids as much possible away from where you are meeting when you're alone at home, I tell Elba a trick, and people look at me like, you are evil. Grab a piece of chocolate, open the piece of chocolate, make your kids smell it, take a bite and says, ooh, this smells really good, and put it in your pocket and tell them, if you don't show up in my screen, or don't you show up in my meeting, I'm going to give you the chocolate. Obviously, we don't have any chocolate on the house today, Elba.
No. No.
Okay, people, if we don't have any more questions, thank you very much. I'm going to be copying again the link so you can go to the webinar. I'm going to be driving you crazy because you drove me crazy first with the information of the webinar. So it's here. Elba, thank you very much. I cannot wait to go to my lightsaber experience next week when we're talking about Star Wars, and we're going to start talking a lot about symmetries on the faces. So again, this is a space for you. If you want us to read any face, if you want us to analyze a video, if you want us to analyze a text, a press conference, this is about you. You are the ones who are provide us more information than anybody else. Thank you, Susan and Elba and the girls. Very insightful hour. Thank you very much, Sam. I don't know if you had get it. Oh, you are on the Facebook group. Yeah, I remember you wrote me like, please don't erase me. I watch the videos later. So Elba, my love, my partner in crime, I see you next Friday with the girls or without girls.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to give them a chair
so they can watch.
They can participate. Yeah. They can watch completely.
Yeah.
Bye, love.
Everyone. Bye, Susan.